Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Caitlin, your geeky girlfriend, and today will be the last video that I upload today. This video will be the last one that I upload today. I've dropped about 5 or 6 videos today, and I'm going to have to get ready for the rest of my evening, but thank you all so much for being here. Before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that red button to subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to be notified about all of my latest videos. So if it were today and you were signed up for notifications, you would have gotten about 6 notifications that I dropped 6 videos. So make sure you scroll down and check out everything that I've uploaded today. Today, there has been a theme of Fast and Furious. I've uploaded video reviews for Fast X, Fast 4, 5, and now Fast and Furious number 6. Before I went and saw Fast X in the theaters, which, like I said, you can see my full review down below. Or off to the side, or if you're looking at my channel in the overview, just scroll down until you find it, because I did review that movie as well. But before I went and saw it, I wanted to catch myself up on all of the other Fast and Furious movies leading up to this one. And so I also watched Fast and Furious 4, 5, and 6, which I have reviewed here in the channel. I had previously already seen number 1 and 2. I skipped number 3 for various reasons, which I talk about in my review of number 4. So you can go check that out. And let's get into this video. So this is Fast and Furious number 6, the 6th installment of this Fast and Furious video franchise. And there are so many things to be said about these movies. We've got fast cars. We've got lots of testosterone, lots of men. So these are typically described as like movies for men, but I enjoyed them for the most part. As a woman, they do have some like romance, love story type drama things, and there is some mystery and suspense in some of them. But overall, the premise of this one is we're picking up where number 5 left off. So the crew is all together. They've got all this money because they successfully completed their heist from number 5. So everybody's got all this money, and they like buy houses and buy fancy cars. No shocker there. And so they're all living high and mighty, living the high life. And we're introduced to, again, new characters in this movie, but also a very popular character comes back in this movie. That's right, everybody. Letty comes back from the dead in Fast and Furious number 6. Yeah. There she is in the bottom of your screen. And essentially what had happened is you find out that she didn't actually die in number 4. She just was severely injured. Somebody else came along, scooped her up, and that person happened to be a Shaw brother, which we'll talk about in just a second. But he picked her up, took her to the hospital, and she doesn't remember anything. So she doesn't remember Dom. She doesn't know who he is. And this causes Dom to spiral out of control. Dom goes rogue. And at this point in the film franchise, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is actually on Dom's side, despite starting off as enemies and having a big, massive fist fight in number 5, which I talk about in my Fast 5 review. So you can go check that out. But despite that, they are now friends and on the same side. So now they're going up against Shaw and trying to stop him from his master plan. Well, his master plan is that he has kidnapped this computer hacker named Ramsey, and she joins the crew this time. And so they go and unkidnap her. I mean, they still kidnap her if you think about it, because she's supposed to be younger. And so they kidnap her back. Hobbs then chases after them, tries to get them back. And then we also see Kurt Russell in this one playing Mr. Nobody, who is supposed to be like a ghost type figure that just kind of comes and goes with the wind. And he has an assistant that is played by Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son. He was in The Longest Ride movie, if you ever saw that one. And so we get all of those characters in this one. Han is not in this one because if you watch number 5, you know that he has gone to Tokyo, so he is replaced. And also Elena no longer works for the Force, and therefore and now that we're back on U.S. territory and airspace, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has a new assistant as well. So we're introduced to the Shaw, played by Luke Evans. We're introduced to a new woman assistant for Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Han is not in it. Gal Gadot is not in it. Letty comes back, even though she has not been in it for 2 films now. So it's just it's just a mess. They just have people coming and going like nobody's business. So anyway, the premise of the whole movie is that they are Ramses has developed this technology, and they're trying to steal her from Shaw so that way they can. It's a lot. It's a lot. There is a obviously the car chase there. And then in this film in particular, we get into sort of the extremes. So Ludacris at one point drives a tank in this film. And I said, welcome back, Letty. We get introduced to Shaw. There is more characters. The crew is getting bigger. People are coming and going. The pair of brothers from Mexico that were in number 4 and 5 are not in this one. It's random, guys. It's like a revolving door of people in these movies. That's why it's really not like, you don't have to sit down and watch all of them. Each one kind of can stand on its own, but they do kind of all run together. I already said R.I.P. Han, Gal Gadot's character. If you watch number 5, you know what happens to them. But also, in this movie, I guess I misspoke. Han is in this one, or he's mentioned in this one. He is supposed to be in Tokyo at this time, and then he does have a cameo at the very end of the film. Jason Statham also has a cameo at the very end of the film, which sets us up for number 7 and sets us up for the Hobbs and Shaw spin-off movie that was there for a bit. So there's just lots of pieces and parts. This one, number 6 is the one with the plane. So in the past couple of reviews, I've been talking about an identifiable characteristic of each Fast and Furious movie. Number 4 is the one where they drive through the tunnel. Number 5 is the one where they steal the vault. And this one is the one with the plane. So if you've seen the Fast and Furious movie with the plane, then you've seen number 6, because it's the one with Luke Evans and the plane. So I guess I misspoke earlier. Also, Gal Gadot is in this movie, but unfortunately, her character meets some peril, and I won't say what happens. But unfortunately, she does meet her demise. The other thing that's important to note about this movie in particular is Mia has already had her son. And so she, at this point, is not really in this one at all, because she is at home with their child. And so there's not much going on for the Mia and Brian thing. I think she has some small parts, in the beginning, and maybe towards the end, she kind of comes and helps. I think it's at the very end, actually. Mia comes and helps Brian with something. I don't remember, but yeah. Overall, I give Fast and Furious 6 a C. It is just very typical Fast and Furious. You've got fast cars, and we're getting to the point where we're more and more extreme. We had the tank at one point, and they're jumping from it. And they make a big deal about driving the tank. And then, like I said, the plane. And so it's just getting more and more extreme. We're getting more and more far-fetched in terms of stunts and action. But some people love that, and it does keep people going back to the movies. It just is kind of how much bigger can we get? So that is this one. And like I said, it's just very average. Not as good as the 5th one, in my opinion, but better than number 4, better than... So, better, because I really enjoy Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his role in the films, and I like that him and Dom are kind of chummy in this one. But I, in the 5th one, we had so much romance between Brian and Mia, and we kind of lost that in this one. So there were just things that aren't as good in this one. But overall, it's a solid movie. It's not bad, but I like number 5 better. So that's all I got. It's just that's it. That's all I got. And then we'll talk about number 7 next time. So I hope to see you all there. And in the meantime, let me know if you agree with this review. Have you seen this movie? What did you think of it? What is your favorite Fast and Furious movie? And are you going to see Fast X? Have you already seen Fast X? It came out in May of this year, and I'm a little bit late in posting my review, but I believe it should be on all of these movies. You can find on HBO Max, as far as I know. And so you can stream them all to your heart's content. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe, sign up for my notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.